Okay. You're live. Okay. All right. Tonight we are doing meditation class. So we have a couple people here in class. I think we have more coming. I don't know if anybody's on yet or not, but I'm going to kind of try to get, well, I was trying to get them in here too, so that we can kind of have a group. And we're in here tonight because normally we're in my office, and normally we have a little space and we sit on the floor, but tonight we're in the conference room, which works out okay too. So we were discussing before we came on about letting go. So I think that's probably what we're going to continue discussing, because it seems like a big topic that we all try to control and hang on and make things happen and do the right thing and make sure it's exactly perfect. And there is no such thing. There's no such thing, because just as soon as you make this plan, that plan is going to change. Something's going to get thrown in, and you're going to have to remember to let go. Remember to have patience. And remember, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's teaching you, but it's not about you. Not everything is about you. Remember that. That's a hard one, because our ego wants to think that everything is about us. It's about me. This is about me. No, it's not. I have that lesson daily, and I have to let people be them, let them talk, let them be what they want to be, say what they want to say, And a lot of times when we're doing this, when we're thinking that it's a certain way, I had an accountant that was talking to me today, and he was angry. And it wasn't even my accountant. I was helping somebody out, and he was angry, and he was talking about the people, and I was like, oh, I'm just a friend helping a friend. That's all I'm doing. It really has nothing to do with me. I'm just a friend helping a friend. And when I said that, he kind of calmed down a little bit, but then, he was still angry inside. But I knew why he was angry inside. See, it didn't have anything to do with me or the people I was helping. He had a situation in his home. His mom was sick. His mom has Alzheimer's. And he was upset inside about things like that, which, if we take a step back and realize it has nothing to do with us, this is them doing their thing, see, and realize it's not us, then we get to see the clearer picture. It's not about us. It never is about us. When somebody is angry, when somebody is doing something, it's not about you. It's about what's going on inside of them. Don't take it personal. It's got nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. So as we do this, so last night we went through mindfulness. And we went through a lot of different things, like, the Ho'oponopono, telling yourself you love yourself, you're sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. So as we do this, then we're clearing things inside. We're letting our ego go. We're letting things just calm down. We're letting things be, right? And what happens is you start to see things for what they really are. When you're mindful inside yourself, you start to see things as they are, instead of seeing things like they're about you. They're not. Trust me, they're not. They're not about you. They're not about me. They're about what's going on in that person's life. And they're eventually you'll see it if you quiet yourself and just let it be, and then you'll start to see really what it is, that it has nothing to do with you. But you have to be mindful. And we have a hard time with that. We have a hard time listening, like going, okay, what am I thinking? What am I thinking at this moment? What's going on right now in this moment? What am I thinking about? Half the time we don't know. Like when I'm talking to somebody and I go, what are you thinking right now? They stop and they have to like go, I don't know. Well, why don't you know? It's in your head. It's your head. It's your mind. You need to pay attention because what's happening is when you're not paying attention, you're planting seeds inside your own mind. And a lot of times they're not good seeds. You know, you're talking about things inside yourself that aren't good. They're creating chaos inside of you. They're creating suffering inside of you. Where do you think it comes from? It doesn't come from anybody else. We sometimes go, okay, they did this and it made me mad. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Nobody can do that to you. You do it to yourself. What happens is they might do something and then you take it in and make it your own. You take it in and make it your own, and then you go, oh, well, they're mad at me because, and they said this to me because, and that. No, that's not right. They're talking, but they are not really talking to you. If you can just remember this is true. They're not really talking to you or about you. They're angry inside themselves. And if you're doing it to somebody else, you need to look inside yourself and see why you're mad. Because it has nothing to do with that other person. It has to do with whatever's going on inside of you. And it sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm making this up. I'm not. I'm telling you it's true. Then the more you think about it, the more you do it inside yourself, the more you'll realize, oh, yeah, it wasn't about me. Or I was mad and it wasn't about them. It was something I was doing inside myself. So pay attention to your thoughts because your thoughts are creating all kinds of things inside of you. What are you thinking? What are you thinking right now in this moment? What are you thinking? Do you know? Because as I'm talking, most of the time you might be listening, but a lot of times people are thinking about, okay, I triggered something inside, but I didn't trigger something inside. You did that. I'm just talking about what happened. You decided to take that, whatever I said, and bring it into either the past and think about what was going on back there, and then you left this moment in time. You're no longer here. You're somewhere else. This is what happens. And the more you are conscious of that happening, the less it happens. The more you're conscious of what you're thinking as you're thinking it. Like, okay, I was present, but then I left. Now let me get present again. Let me get back here in this moment in time. Because if I don't, I'm going somewhere I don't need to be. Where else do you need to be? Like if you're in the past, you certainly don't need to be there. Like why do you want to go back there? It's already done. You've already finished that. You don't have to replay it. It's already finished. You can close that chapter up and put it aside. Go to the next one, which is this present moment. If you go to the future, I want to tell you that's going to create a little suffering too, because you're going to go, well, I had plans, right? I had plans today. Well, but my plans didn't work the way I thought they were going to, right, Kathy? That's the way it is. You have a plan, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the way it's going to go. And as we do this, then we learn to let go of the control of what we think we have. The only control we have is over our own mind. And we don't do that very well most of the time. Most of the time we're letting it go all over the place, and we don't even know what we're thinking. What are you thinking right now? What are you thinking in this moment in time? Bring your consciousness right here. What are you thinking? Don't go back there. Bring it here. Because the more you do this, it's a practice. You have to practice at it because we have spent our lifetime somewhere else besides this present moment. We have been somewhere else all of our life. It's crazy to think about, but it's true. How many times have you been driving a car and go, how'd I get here? right? Where am I? Wait, where am I? I missed my exit. Oh, because you weren't here. You were somewhere else. It happens all the time because we're not present. Walk into the other room. Where did I put my keys? Where are my keys? I just had them in my hand, right? Where's my phone? I know I put my phone. Where is my phone? Yeah, sometimes we're on it. Your glasses on your head. Yeah, yeah. This is all signs that we're not being in this present moment. We're somewhere else. Our mind is gone somewhere else. And whenever you do that, you've lost your mind. Right? Yes. So you have to bring yourself back into this present moment and not go. Don't lose your mind. It's the only thing you really have. You know, and if you pay attention, you can create this beautiful world inside. See, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. These are truths. This really happens in all of our lives. It happens when we, don't pay attention. We are not mindful. And these are simple examples, but they're true examples. We've all experienced them in some way. So if we pay attention, if we know, okay, I was gone for a second, but I'm here. And don't give it a second thought. See, don't waste that moment thinking about, oh my gosh, I was over there and I was no, don't do that either. Just be here. Take a breath. Go, okay, I'm going to be in this present moment. What am I doing in this present moment? Kim's talking. Kim's getting ready to take a drink of water. See, I'm going to drink some water. And when I drink this water, I can feel it. I can feel it go all the way down. That's being present. That's paying attention. That's being mindful, right? I'm present. I felt the water in my mouth. It quenched my thirst, right? I felt it go down inside my body. Being present. There's an exercise that they did in one of the places I was in Thailand. I think it was in Chambéry. I can't remember, but with food. And it was kind of funny, but I know what they were doing. You couldn't just sit and start eating right away. You had to sit and you had to look at your food. And you had to, okay, I have food. And then you have water and you look at your water. And you pay attention to the water that you're getting ready to drink. And then you would take one spoonful and put it in your mouth and you would chew it and you would notice everything that's going on in your mouth, right? The flavors, the texture, and as you swallow, you could feel it. So it's teaching us mindfulness. Everything we do, I was talking about walking meditation last night, and you pick one foot up, move it forward, place it down, right? This is mindful. You're paying attention to what you are doing at this moment in time. It's practice. It's nothing more than teaching you practices to bring you into this present moment. All these exercises, that's what they do. If you do them, we did a walking meditation on a retreat, and they laugh because it was a lesson. They haven't forgot. It was a good lesson. And so everybody stopped except for me. And I kept going, right? I didn't say there was a time limit, but all I said was pay attention and walk. And it's not, you don't have to hurry, just walk and pay attention. And, and I don't know, all of a sudden everybody's sitting down but me. I'm still walking. And they're watching me walk, And I was like, when I got done, I sat down and I was like, y'all all got mindfulness that quickly? They said no. And I'm like, well, why'd you stop? Well, we didn't know. I was like, well, it looked like y'all were racing, And so I said, well, this is a good thing. We can begin again. So, and they were not happy about it, right, Kathy? Kathy was there. They were not happy. Anna was there too. You weren't there. You weren't on that one. And so, they weren't happy. I mean, some of them were really angry, like really angry. And but they did it, but by the time they got done, they had a little mindfulness because they started realizing, and I was like, hey, how are you feeling? One of them said, how I was feeling. I was like, okay, you know, but here it is. It taught them mindfulness. And then ever since then, they use the phrase begin again. They use the phrase begin again because they got to do it again, begin again, every minute of your life. But wax off. Yeah. Right. You exactly. That's exactly right. You remember. And so it's helpful. All these things. And that was mindfulness. That was teaching him mindfulness. All of it does the same thing. We need to practice this because we're so used to practicing the other. We're so used to sitting and letting our mind go and in a daze and we looking and we're sitting here, but our mind is all the way back 10 years ago with something that happened that we shouldn't have done, or it's crazy stuff that we do to ourselves, but this is truth. We're sitting here and we got this blank stare. Somebody walks in the room, we don't even see them because we're 10 years ago. This is life that we have lived up until now. Up until now. But at this moment in time, we can live a different life. We can change it like that. All we have to do is be here now, be in this present moment. If you're going to drink water, pay attention. Drink the water, right? Feel that. And, we're here in this present moment. We got people moving something outside. We can hear them. But it's okay. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what else is going on because we are here in this present moment. If you continue to do this in your life, it changes things in your life. You're not thinking about yesterday or 10 years ago. You're not criticizing yourself for things you should have done or didn't do or want to do or whatever. It doesn't matter. Because in this present moment, you're doing what you need to do. This present moment, you're sitting here, we're talking, we're having conversation, we're learning, we're sharing. It's what's happening in this present moment. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment in time. If you take it, or you can spend it 10 years ago. You can sit in 10 years ago, but you've already lived that. You've already been there. We're hearing them. They're grunting, groaning. They're getting crazy out there. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're moving a machine, and it must be heavy because they're like, yeah, they're. But so if we can continue to be here in this present moment, it makes a world of difference, and that's where really some really miracles and magic happens in your life. It doesn't happen in your past because you can't change your past. It's already gone and you can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do. It's a waste of time to go back, in that it creates suffering inside of you. It's a waste of time to go spend time thinking about the future. Not that you can't make a plan, put some retirement away or whatever, that's okay. But if it doesn't happen, don't get all over yourself for that, because that wasn't supposed to happen at that time. See, it's when we can make plans and then the plans change. Uncertain. We're uncertain of what might happen. We make a plan. Okay, if it doesn't work out, well, we're going to move to the next plan. We're going to be here in this present moment. What happened? Oh, well, it didn't work out. Okay. It's not a big deal. If you're still breathing, it's not a big deal, right? If you're still breathing, that means you're successful in your life because you're still alive, right? Right. Yeah. Well, it does, you're successful because you're still alive. This life is hard to stay alive in. Yeah, especially the craziness that happens around us these days. But if we are here in ourself, in our present moment, knowing that the only control we have is over our thoughts that come in to from this mind to this mind, right? From this mind to this mind. And when you're coming from this mind to this mind, be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. This is your heart. This is where your soul is. This is where you can make or break yourself. See? And we do a lot to ourselves. We go from here to here and we're like, we do that to ourselves all the time. Instead of going, oh, here you are, you kind little soul, you. No, we're going, oh, you messed up again. What is wrong with you? Why didn't you? No, that's not a truth. That's not a truth. And stop telling yourself that. See, we speak these things inside ourselves all the time. That's a habit of mine. Don't say that to yourself. Don't ever say that's a habit of mine. Don't say that. Because that's what you're creating inside of you. See, you're creating these things. When you speak it inside yourself, that's what you're telling yourself you are. So this is why I say we have to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Because we're speaking these negative things to ourselves all the time. Well, how many times have you heard somebody say, well, that was really stupid. What I just did was really stupid. What did you just say about yourself? Would you say that to someone else? And if you do, well, I'm not sure what's going to happen, Don't say those things. If you're not going to speak kindness, don't speak to yourself. My mom used to say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. This is what you should live by inside your own self. Because so many times, I hear it every day. And I'm like, I have to hold my tongue all the time because a lot of times there's people I don't know and they don't even know me. I may be in a grocery store or something and they're like, oh, I am so stupid. And I'm like, And sometimes I can't hold my tongue. Sometimes I just go, no, you're not. No, you're not. You shouldn't say that about yourself because you're a beautiful soul. You're the same as me. This is truth. I'm speaking truth. We're the same. All of us are the same. We're no different, right? We're no different. We're the same. That's how I know things that you think because I've thought them about myself. I just don't do it anymore. But there was a time when I did that. There was a time when I was just hard on myself. I didn't like myself at all. I hated myself. There was a time when that is truth, but it's not truth anymore. I love myself because I know my heart. I know the love that's inside my heart. How can you not love somebody when they're filled with love? See, I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about everybody. We're all that. We don't see it because we're too busy downing ourselves. If we see it, then we can see it in others. See, we have to see it in us first. Oh, that beautiful soul inside. I witness it every day. Not in me. I see it in other people. I work at a restaurant sometime helping my friends out. Oh, she cooks me food with love. I see that kindness in her soul. I see that love in her heart. It's beautiful. Yeah, you can taste it. See, everybody here's eating there. They all know. They all know. I didn't even mention the name. It's Sai Tung Pad Thai, by the way. But I didn't mention the name, but everybody here is eating there. They taste it. They know. They know what I'm talking about. Because she puts love in her food from her heart. From her heart. I see it all the time in different things. You know, I'm a real estate agent here. My broker, good heart, kindness. He lets us do meditation class in the office. How beautiful is that? He doesn't even attend, but he lets us have it here. You know, that's a beautiful thing. That's a kind heart. See, notice the things, right, inside yourself. Notice them. Give yourself that love, right? I told you, I see it inside myself, so I can see it in others now. There was a time when I didn't see it. Ooh, I was angry. I was angry at everybody, myself. I could bite myself. I was so angry. Then it made me angry at everybody else. I just wasn't seeing who I was. I wasn't that angry person. I'd forgotten. We all forget because we get caught up in the world and, watching the TV or blah, blah, blah. And we forget what's here. What's here is loving kindness. And it's inside of us all. And I speak this because this is what will change the world. It's the only thing that will change the world. See, you can't change the world. You can't fight violence with violence. Creates more violence. One person gets angry, then another person gets angry. Then they got to come back and get angry. And then they got to come back and get angry. But I can tell you that when you just speak in love and kindness, it changes something. It changes something in you, and it changes something in them. Because there's something about when someone is being kind to you, you have a really hard time being mean to them. It's true, right? It's true. So if you're being sweet and kind and loving towards someone, they have a hard time going, no, They're like, oh, that was really nice. That was really nice. And it changes the whole situation. I mean, when I was talking to that accountant and he said something and he was angry and I was like, oh, I'm just helping a friend out. See, that was love. I was telling him in a loving, kind way that I was just helping a friend out. I didn't say anything about him. I didn't need to say anything about him. I told him about me, what I was doing. I was helping a friend out, see? I didn't attack him. I didn't say, you don't have to, da, 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 da. No. I just said, oh, I understand. I was helping a friend out. I'm just trying to help a friend. And his tone came down. He said, okay, I'll see what I can do. And within a couple hours, we had the whole situation resolved. I thanked him and he sent me a text back, thank you, right? So it flipped the script immediately. But if I had gotten angry at him, that would have escalated his anger. This is what happens, right? And then he would have had to retaliate with anger towards me when none of it had anything to do with me. So if you can take a step back, fill your heart with the love that's already there. Just recognize the love inside yourself and cultivate that. You got to cultivate it inside yourself. So you can't give what you don't have. So if you don't recognize it in yourself, how are you going to give it to someone else? You have to recognize it inside yourself. It's there. Don't think it's not. It is there. It's in all of us. But you have to look for it because you have been looking at the opposite your entire life. You've been telling yourself a lot of junk about yourself, a lot. Oh, I didn't do that. What was I thinking? How many times have you said that? What was I thinking? Yeah. Well, you probably weren't. Right? And that's half the problem. We don't think. We don't know what we're thinking, right? So just take a breath. Come into this present moment. Anything that has happened in the past, leave it there. Don't bring it in here. It doesn't belong here. This is the present. That is the past. Don't bring it here. Let it go. Let it be. Thailand, they'd say, let it be, let it be. It's true. If you let it be, it's not here. It's there. Don't go in the future. You know what's going to happen. None of us know what's going to happen. We're all going to die someday. We don't know what that day will be. So if you plan too far in the future, you don't even know if you're going to be here, right? You don't know. We don't know. So here we are. We have to be here in this present moment. That's all we have. Sounds crazy, but it's true. This is the only moment in time we have right now. And it's gone. Boom. Here's another one. We have this moment in time, right? So you have to just think like this. And you don't have to. I mean, you can think the other way, but look where it's gotten you. Has it done anything for you? Nothing, right? If it had, you wouldn't be watching this. You'd be doing what you do. But if you're here and you're watching this, that means you need to think about something else. You need to bring something else into your life. So what do you bring? You bring you. See, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. You got to bring you into this present moment in time. And when you do that, everything else is gone. It's an amazing thing that happens. And we fight it because we're not used to being here. We're used to being back there or up there. We're not used to being here. So we fight it. We're like, oh, that can't be right. Oh, I feel too good. No, let me think about something I did yesterday. Yeah, this is what happens. And we do it without even knowing that we're doing it. I know this because I teach people, right? And I see it every day on a daily basis. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. I don't do it anymore at all. Because there's something that happens like once you get over this hump of, self-destruction, because it is self-destruction when you live in the past. You're destroying your present moment in time. So when you get past that and you're able to stay here now, and you're not living back there, or you're not living up there, you're here, then you're over that hump. And that is where the peace is. See, and then you can start living in this peaceful balance. It's a balance. See, and life is a balance. We have to balance ourselves all the time. Everything in this world is in balance. The world is balanced, right? It's not sitting on anything. It's balanced. The planets are rotating around in balance. So life is balanced. We have to balance ourselves. We can't be all the time ecstatically happy, because when you're all the time ecstatically happy, there'll be a time when you're not. And then you'll create suffering in yourself because you'll be like, oh, I was so happy. I don't know what happened. Stop that. No. Find your balance. See? There's nothing wrong with just being in peace. this calm, peaceful space of being in this present moment. Breathing, feeling your breath come in and out, paying attention. This is what if you practice this, and you can use any form of this you want to. You can, walking, paying attention to your feet as you're picking them up, putting them down, eating, drinking, twisting your hair. If you're twisting your hair, know that you're twisting your hair. Do it in consciousness. Don't just do it and not even know you're doing it. Then you've lost yourself. Be in the present moment. Because when you're here, you are not somewhere else. My connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect. We're going to just keep going. Hopefully it'll connect us back. This happened before. We've had this happen before. Oh, there, I think we're back. It says we're live and the timer's going again. So I think we're okay. See, we don't know. This is life. We don't know. I don't get upset about it. It happens. Yeah, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You just got to go with it. Flow. Let it flow. Your life, let it flow. Be calm in it. There's no reason for anger. It doesn't do anything but create suffering inside of you. You're not doing anything to the other person you're angry with, by the way. So you're not. You're just angry inside yourself, and you're creating all this stuff inside yourself. Take a breath. Let it go. Half the stuff we get angry about, we don't even know why we're angry, really. It doesn't even make sense. Later on, you'll be like, I don't know why I was so upset. Right? It's true. You because you go out of your mind, like you're not present at that moment. Then later on, you become present, and you're like, oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, this is true. This is what we do to ourselves. So we can stop that. See, the good news is we don't have to do that to ourselves. We can stop it. We can be in this present moment. We can love ourselves. Be kind to yourself. This is very important. I say it all the time, but it's like one of the most important things that I have ever personally done in my life. And everything I speak to you about, I speak to you from my personal experience. I have done these things in my life, and I can tell you my life was a total wreck. And this is truth. I'm speaking truth. That's how it was. And I'm not going into the past. I'm using it as an example for people who may be going through that now. Okay? To let you know that there's hope inside of you. That you are your hope. Don't look outside yourself. You are your hope. And how is it? Well, you got to learn to love yourself. Forgive yourself. There's nothing that you have done that you cannot forgive yourself for. I did a lot of stuff in my lifetime. I was a little hell raiser. This is truth. You would not believe the things that I've done in my life. I'm not going to list all of them. I go through them sometimes, But you can talk to my parents. Well, you can talk to my dad. My mom's not alive anymore, but you can talk to my dad. He'll tell you. He will tell you that I was not, I was a hellion. I was hell on wheels. I was searching. See, that's what it was. I was searching for myself. I didn't know what I was searching for. I spent my entire life looking for something that didn't exist because it was inside of me. It wasn't outside. I looked outside everywhere. I was trying to find it. I ran away from home. I did all kinds of crazy. I did drugs, alcohol. I did some crazy stuff in my life. But then I found myself. I stopped looking outside of myself. And I found my soul, my heart. See? And I realized that that's a good heart right there. It cares about other people. It cares about me, and it cares about other people. And when you start to realize this inside of yourself, things change. You no longer hate yourself, because how can you hate something that's so filled with love? And if you think you're not filled with love, just look at yourself for a minute. I know there's a kind act that you've done for someone. I know that you have helped someone in your lifetime. Done something to help someone in your lifetime. I know that. All of us have. There's no one that hasn't done something. Whether it's opening a door for someone, carrying the trash for someone, sitting with someone when they're having a bad day. All of those are acts of kindness, of love. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. See, you have to recognize it inside yourself. Stop telling yourself that you don't have this love inside, because you do. You just need to recognize it. And then you cultivate that love, see? You cultivate it, and I say it all the time. I'm going to tell you how, because I say it about 5 times every night, so I'm going to say it again. You have to tell yourself that you're sorry for being so hard on yourself. I mean, I've just named all the things that we have done to ourselves. So we need to apologize to ourselves, because we have been rough on ourselves our lives. Yeah, please forgive me. Thank you for the forgiveness. Because it's hard to forgive yourself. So once you do, you need to go, thanks. And thank you for forgiving me, because I know that was a hard thing to do. Like, it's harder to forgive ourselves than it is for us to forgive anybody else. This is truth, right? So when you do forgive yourself, then you need to appreciate the fact that you did it, right? Thank you for forgiving me. And I love you. I love you for being that beautiful soul that you are. See, these are not easy things to say to yourself, because we're not used to saying them. We're used to saying the opposite. But when we say them, it creates something beautiful inside of us, and it changes things. It doesn't only change you, right? It starts changing the world around you. We're all in our own little world, believe it or not. That's truth. Our world is in here, right? Anything outside of us, it doesn't affect in here really, unless we take it as ours and bring it in and then cultivate it and say, okay, this is mine. I'm going to think this of myself. But anything anybody speaks to you, it doesn't have to come in. Like, it can stay out there and it can stay theirs. You don't have to bring it in and go, oh yeah, what they said is true. No, you don't have to do that unless you want to.
That's really that's one of the harder things to learn. I mean, and you can't really do that without self-love.
This is true. You have to have self-love to be able to do it. Yeah. It is hard. I'm not saying this happens overnight. I'm saying you have to give it an effort, and you have to practice at it. But what else are you doing?
And then I find, like, so if I make a comment and someone makes a comment back, and I find that comment hurtful, then I have to examine myself. First of all, why am I allowing this person into me? Why did I give them any power?
Yes.
And then, what am I not forgiving myself for that would bother me?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. And then I also find that when I'm spewing not loving kindness out, like let's say that I'm going to pick on Anna or pick on you.
Right.
Usually, what I'm saying is things that
it's about
me, and
yes.
it's
yes.
And that's
like
hard.
When we started, we said, whatever they say is not about you. This is true. It's not about you. It's about something going on inside of them. Or if you're the one speaking it, it's something going on inside of you. So look at yourself. What is it? What have I not forgiven myself for? Don't get all nasty with yourself, right? Don't get all ugly with yourself and go, oh, no, no, don't do that. You say to yourself lovingly, what do I need to forgive myself? Why am I angry? What have I not forgiven myself for that I'm angry about? You know, bring the love in, because whenever we're angry, that's not love. That's hate right there. Right? That's what that is. Anger is a hate. It's the same emotion, right? When you're angry, that's how you feel when you hate something. Right? So you have to get that out and bring in the love. And you do it inside yourself, because if you practice inside yourself, then you can practice outside yourself with other people. So you have to, think of it as a little kid. Think of yourself as a little kid. A small little kid, 2, 3, 4 years old, and they're doing something and they're angry, right? They're angry. What would you say to them? It's okay. Calm down. There's no reason to be angry, right? That's what we say, right? It's okay. It's all right. I love you. Don't be angry. Yeah? Say that to yourself. You're that child inside. This is your inner child. You've hurt yourself. You've hurt your own feelings. Speak it inside of yourself. Calm that little child down. Be kind to yourself. When you do this, I know it sounds crazy. But it works. It's the only thing I have found that works. And it works 100% of the time if you do it. If you don't do it, it's not going to work. And I've had people say to me, well, it didn't work. I'm like, really? What did you do? What did you do? And then we'll go through it and I'm like, well, that wasn't a loving, kind thing that you said, was it? No. Well, then that's why it didn't work, because you weren't doing it. Or they'll say, well, I do the Ho'oponopono all the time. Really? Do you? Do you sit in front of the mirror and say, you know what, I'm really sorry for all that stuff I put you through. I'm really, really sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for the forgiveness. And I love you. No, we go, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Okay, I'm done. And okay, well, what did that do? It might have planted a little seed, but you have put a whole truckload of manure on yourself. You need to start shoveling that off so the seed can see the sunshine, right? We have done this to ourselves for years. I'm 56 years old. I've done it probably 30 of that 56 years, maybe less, but most of us have done it most of our life. And we don't even know we're doing it half the time. And we start when we're really young. Oh, my hair looks horrible. Oh, there it is. That's a start, right? That's a start. You've just planted something inside of you that wasn't a kind thing to say to yourself. That one thing. So you have to pay attention to what you're speaking inside yourself, because everything you speak is either you got to cultivate it or you got to get rid of it. And if you're cultivating these things, guess what? You're cultivating that anger and that hate towards yourself. Just those little things. Oh, I need longer lashes. What? Who told you that? Stop it. My teeth are crooked. Stop it. All these things, you're planting little things inside of yourself that you are not good enough. Yes, you are. Don't tell yourself that. Yes, you are. We're all the same.
You know, you say about looking in the mirror to say the Ho'oponopono. I'm sitting here looking at myself in the screen, right?
Mhm.
Right. You really never look at yourself. I mean, it's very rarely do you. I can describe you, Anna's face. I can describe your face to me, but can I really describe my own face to myself? Because we don't.
Right.
We really don't look at ourselves. It's
Yeah.
and then
People do look at themselves. A lot of people just call them things. I feel like if people then do the opposite and critique both ways.
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
And I think that's, yeah, I think it's interesting that like society creates a no-win situation.
They do. I mean, it is, but here's the difference. When you're looking at yourself, you're not looking at yourself going, oh, I'm so gorgeous. Look at that girl. No, you're looking in the mirror going, your soul. See, we're looking beyond the physical appearance. We don't care what we look like because you know what? One day we're going to be old and wrinkled up and we're not going to look the same anyway. We never look the same 2 days in a row. We don't. We never look the same 2 days in a row. So what do you care what you look like? Your soul, your heart is what you need to cultivate. Look in the mirror, but look beyond this. Look into your eyes and down into your heart. And you see that kindness in there. And we don't do that ever. It's rare that I run across somebody that says, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I do it on a daily basis. I hug my inner self all the time. Nobody says that, right? They think you're crazy if you say that. Yes, you should, because that is where your peace is. And I'm trying to break it down and make it very, very simple and use real life things. Like I spent 9 months with monks, okay? What they speak is not, they make it complicated. It's very complicated. They speak Pali, they speak another language, they talk about things and you're like, Bokyadama 37. I'm like, what is that? I had no idea what that is. I'm like in my book going, okay, what is that? But in reality, all the things that I heard throughout that whole thing broke down to just this simple thing. Find the love inside your heart for yourself. That's it. I spent months, and I'm going to tell you, I spent 75 days in a university that was for monks and nuns, okay? And I got trained by them. Like we did, Vipassana meditation, and it was hardcore. 12-hour days of, meditation, walking, sitting, standing, 8 once a day. It was hardcore training. It was like I was in boot camp, right? And they had a master monk there that was filled with loving kindness. I mean, you walk into a room and it's like you're looking at this little child. He was 80 some years old, but he had so much love inside of his heart that you could feel it going out. And one day he got upset and he was like, 30 years I've been here, why can't y'all get this, right? And afterwards, they invited me back and I sat with the monks and nuns. And I asked them, how many of you all truly love yourself? And out of 30, one raised their hand. So that's what was missing, see? They taught me so much. So we taught each other. We gave to each other. See, this is what the world should be, right? Giving to each other. I have this knowledge, you have this knowledge, let's share this knowledge, and let's become this world of loving kindness all together, right? That's their goal, by the way. That's their goal. I've heard it a lot. And that's their goal. That's my goal. My goal is to spread loving kindness so that the world is a better place for all of us to live. So where did I start? I started with myself. See, you can't do it unless you start with yourself. Start with yourself. You give that to yourself. And when I left there, you know, something happened with everybody. Me, them, everybody had found themselves, right? Because they started finding love in their heart for themselves. See, that's what happens. And then the world becomes a better place. People become better people. They don't do things not because it's the law. They don't do them because they don't want to hurt anybody, because of the love they have in their heart, the loving kindness they have in their heart. They wouldn't hurt themselves, so they're not going to hurt somebody else. It's automatic. That's what happens. See? One time years ago, somebody told me I couldn't change the world. Well, he was right. The only world I can change is my own. And that goes for everyone. If we look outside of ourselves, we're just pointing a finger. But if we look inside of ourselves, we're changing the world. Sounds funny, but it's true. The only world we can change is our own. If we change our world, the world around us changes. And that is so true. I have witnessed it inside myself. I have witnessed it inside of other people. And now is the time. There's so much hatred and anger going on in this world right now. But if we just do it for ourselves first, then we can share it with other people. And before we know it, little by little, things change. But it can only start inside of yourself. You can't point a finger and expect it to change. You have to be the change. Right, Anna? You said that. You have to be the change that you want to see in someone else. Be that. It's a beautiful thing. So, I've talked a lot tonight, haven't I? But I feel like there must have been a message that somebody needed to hear. So we're going to take a couple minutes because we're at the end of our meditation class. So we're going to actually take a couple minutes and do a little meditation. And when we finish the meditation, I'm going to do the chant of metta, which metta means loving kindness. And the chant means we're emancipating our mind, freeing our mind into loving kindness, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and we're going to take that air and we're going to feel it just go through our entire body and out our feet. As we're doing this, we're going to feel it like it's love coming into our heart and into our soul and flowing through our entire body. We're going to breathe in again and feel that love just coming through. The air is our love. Feel it coming through our body. Breathing in again, letting it flow down through our entire body. This breath of loving kindness. And as we sit here, we're going to picture ourselves giving loving kindness to ourselves. Just feel that love going into your heart, flowing through your entire body. Let it sit inside of you. Let it hug you. Let it be in your soul. Let it connect with your soul, this loving kindness. Breathing it in. Letting go of all the anger and hatred inside. Just letting this loving kindness fill our souls and our body. Breathing it in and breathing out any kind of anger or hatred or resentment. We're letting all that go. And just breathing in loving kindness. Now we'll sit in silence for a minute and just let that soak into us. Metta ceto imutiya, Karuna ceto imutita, Mudita ceto imutiya, Ubbeka ceto imutiya. Take another breath and let it out. Another one and let it out. And one more time. Feeling the love inside of you for yourself and then for others. So hopefully everyone got something out of this. Hopefully, if you have any questions, again, you can text me, email me. I think all my information is on this YouTube channel, also on Facebook. So feel free to reach out if you need help with anything. And we will see you Tuesday if you tune in for our Inner Peace class, or next Wednesday if you tune in for our meditation. Blessings to everyone.